Do you know the sport of Minesweeper? It's actually quite simple. Opening Minesweeper, you'll be met with this, a simple grid of grass tiles. The higher the difficulty, the more tiles you'll be given. On your first click, several tiles will be removed, and a random board of mines will be generated. Numbers indicate how many mines there are within one tile radius. So for example, this number 1 tells us that there is only one mine in the surrounding 8 tiles. This may seem like a lot, but really, there is only one rule. Do not touch the mines. Now let me ask you a question. What would you consider D1 minesweeping? To give you some way to estimate how fast the usual player goes, here's a quick game I played in medium. Keep in mind, I would consider myself to be pretty decent. If you have a really sharp eye, you may notice me placing down these little red things. These are flags. You place these to indicate where the mines are so you don't accidentally click on them. In fact, once you place a flag, it's impossible to click on that tile. Okay, so a time of 89 seconds. Not bad, right? Now let's just go to the leaderboards and... What the fuck? To be fast, you only need one thing, to not be slow. So what are some things that are slowing us down? Well, let's see. Mouse movement is incredibly important when it comes to conserving time. Every single movement of the mouse needs to serve a purpose. To continue to cut down on time, we need, for a lack of a better word, a graceful mouse. Back and forth movements in our gameplay should be avoided whenever it can. Clicks should be made in straight lines, since moving your mouse like this is faster than moving your mouse like this. Okay, fair enough. Is there anything else we need to do? Why, yes there is. Let me introduce you to the mental aspect of Minesweeper. Pattern recognition is the cornerstone of being a good minesweeper. You must know exactly what to do when you see something you've seen before. As soon as you see a corner with a 1 on it, you should immediately know that this tile's mine. As soon as you see a hanging 2, you should know that these are mines. There's no time for downtime. Your eyes must constantly be scanning and recognizing the field to find the best place. Now let's look at the best speed run for medium difficulty Google Minesweeper. Wait a second. Something feels missing. Where are the flags? Here's your answer. There are no flags. Putting down flags is too much of a waste of time. Using them, you have to click a whole different button, and that's just not going to cut it. To become a good minesweeper, you must be willing to remove all time slogs. If it can make you faster, even by a couple frames, you should use that technique. Remember, every first click generates a totally new game, a completely new set of possibilities that you, and only you, need to figure out. Without flags, the placement of the mines need to be memorized and carefully noted. Remember, at this level, you also need to coordinate your mouse's moves and actively recall certain patterns. Is this finally D1 minesweeping? The answer is no. There's a higher level of play. Let me introduce you to. When looking at one of speedrun.com's top entries for Google's beginner minesweeper, we can get some semblance of the strategy for this difficulty. Did you see it? Here, I'll play it again for you. Too fast? How about one more time? In beginning Minesweeper, only one thing matters. Luck. For beginner Minesweeper, the strategy only consists of random clicks. You pray that your first click opens up a large chunk of the board, and then you pray several more times that your subsequent random clicks lead to a win. The only reason why this is possible is because Google's beginner difficulty only has 10 mines total. In VML's 200 millisecond run, the first click opens up all but 11 squares. The next click somehow happens to click on the one square that isn't a mine. Not only do you need to have your first click practically clear the entire board for you, you also need to beat the 1 out of 11 gamble for the non-mine tile. At this level of Minesweeper, no thinking should be used, since that's too much of a time waster. You think you have time to even use your brain? No. You can only use random mouse movements and clicks. You think you can afford to use skill? Ha! That's hilarious. Hell no. Like I said, if you want to be fast, you have to not be slow, and using your mind slows you down. Hold on. This is a 26th place entry. What's the first? Matib's world record speedrun of 167 milliseconds contains only a single click. 167 milliseconds is literally just the amount of time it takes for Google to register that all mines have been located. This means that this is the shortest time humanly possible to complete Minesweeper, explaining the 25-way tie for first place. The chances of this are nearly 1 in 100,000, meaning that this guy was just sitting here for around 100,000 attempts doing random clicks. In the end, going D1 doesn't require skill, it requires time. We finally know what it takes to go D1 in